How's it going, everyone? Matt, Leighton, Shawn Battle. Welcome back to another real estate video. Guys, it is Thursday, June
13th?
You don't have the date on your laptop?
Right here.
It's down there? You don't have it in the top corner?
No, I guess
You just
not.
have the date. All right, June 14th. Today we are talking about how to lose $50,000 plus when you're buying real estate. Usually it's about how to save money, but we also want to tell you how to avoid the pitfalls as well. Shawn, what's going on, man?
Hanging in there, man. It's market's still chugging along. I feel like I feel a pullback slightly. I feel like I'm hoping that more inventory is coming on. Showed a lot of properties last week, but the buyers didn't jump on any of them. But there's a couple more came on this week. I'm excited about it.
We've been hoping for new inventory for about 4 months now.
No, man, it's just not up. I did this thing on Instagram today. Inventory from year over year was down, what was it, 12%. Down 12%, prices up 7% along the Roslyn-Ballston corridor.
Yeah.
So goes to show you that it's tighter, and there's a lot more buyers out there, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Amazon impact is crucial. So in today's video, you know, there's always going to be competition in the Northern Virginia region. You're always going to have to put your best offer forward. But how do you avoid the huge pitfalls? Losing $50,000, guys. We're talking about wire fraud, because wire fraud is huge in today's business. Everyone wants a shortcut. They want to do things the quickest and most efficient way, and usually that means not writing a check. A lot of times when I say, hey, we need a certified check, or we need this and that and the other, they're like, I don't have a checkbook. I can go to my bank. That's going to cause a delay. No one wants to write a check, which I'm not sitting here saying like you need to write a check. I don't like writing checks either. But when we do wire transfers, there are some risks that occur, and someone in our office had a wire fraud situation where they lost a lot of money. So wire fraud is on the rise here. That's
right. And what I want to do is kind of start at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So for the newbies to real estate, or if you've never bought anything, how this works is there's a title company involved. That title company is hired by the buyer, and they represent the deal. They don't represent either party. They represent the deal. And what has to happen is the lender is in contact with the title company, and they wire the loan amount over to the title company. The buyer then sends over their 20% down plus closing costs. So if you're buying a $500,000 house, you're talking $100,000 plus closing costs of maybe 15. So $115,000 they're wiring over to this title company. And then once the deal is closed, then that title company disperses the money the way that it needs to go. So if you think about it, there's huge sums of money that are going to this account. And so what is happening is these phishing people are hacking real estate agents, title companies, and they're getting into their email, finding out, you know, who's selling, who's buying, and they send a spoof email saying, hey, wire your funds to this account.
Yeah. And it's not like a Nigerian prince where you can easily see that it's like at yahoo.com. These are like legitimate emails where it might be Cardinal Title, but you know, the L is actually a capital I in the word or something like that. It's very hard to decipher. I would say once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, I get an email from GoDaddy, from a subscription service, from IDX saying, my account has been locked, sign it. And I'm like, oh, I forgot to pay it. Let me look at this email. And then I open the email and it's like neon green text.
Exactly. I mean, it just happened to me yesterday, and it was actually from GoDaddy.
All right, we got the same email.
Did you get it too? So GoDaddy said, hey, you know, you need to pay your whatever. I always go up to the address line and I look to see if it's from GoDaddy or not. And you'll see right away whether it's phishing or not. Right. So this is happening all over the place. So when you write a deposit check, when you write a contract, your deposit check can be a personal check, right? But your funds that need to be at closing have to be certified funds. So they either need to be a wire or they need to be a certified check. And there's downsides to both of those. So as you see, the phishing scam, once you wire those funds, they're gone. They're completely
Yeah.
gone. So make sure that you're wiring them to the correct account. And then the other way is by certified funds. In certified funds, the only danger to that is don't lose it.
Human error.
It's cash.
Yeah.
You know, so
You're
both of those
walking
are,
around with $85,000 in your pocket.
we've heard stories on both sides where
Yeah.
you know, people have lost that deposit check or that check, and people have wired to the wrong company. So the main things that you can do, all right, how do you avoid it?
Right.
How do you avoid it? So nowadays, in the last couple of years, it's become so prevalent that every email
Yeah.
whatever it's called at the bottom, signature has beware of wire fraud, especially from title companies. Like, be sure to do this, this, and this. So the first thing that you need to do is call the title company before you wire any money.
Right.
And make sure you get the right number from your real estate agent and say, all right, here's XYZ's title phone number. Call that number. Have them on the phone when you're wiring the money from the bank, and make sure that those instructions are the correct instructions. Because if you just go by an email, you're putting yourself up for some huge risk, huge losses, and like I said, it's gone forever.
Yeah, the issue is you get the email, it has perfectly laid out instructions, and you're like, oh, this is very straightforward, I don't need to call. Well, those instructions are from someone in Ukraine. You know, nothing against the country of Ukraine. Actually, I want to go there sometime.
I heard it's gorgeous.
I heard
yeah.
Kiev is nice this time of year. But you want to make sure you're on like a conference call, you know who the person is, you know their voice, like, because weird things can happen, and if you just go by email, everyone wants to like skip every step and just click a button and buy a house, but you'd be opening up yourself to a lot of potential issues if you're not physically on the phone when you're sending someone $100,000.
And that's why I say call your agent and get the number. Don't just get it from an email that he sent to you or she sent to you, because it could be a spoofed email too.
Yeah.
So they could give you a fake email. You call the fake number and you're screwed again.
Yeah.
So call your agent, get the number for the title company, or and then make sure that you're on the phone with them when you're wiring that money. So there was an article on Inman, and this is what I'm going at, but real estate phishing scams are up 1,100%. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, 110, not 11%, 1,100%.
Consumer Protection Bureau came up with that figure. The reason is because it's such a high dollar. It's so, man, if you score one, you scored a lot of money. So that's what they're going after, is those big ticket items.
If you're a hacker and you know all these codes, that's the newest thing to do, is just to go around to each title company. People that have bought real estate, they may only buy it once every 5 to 10 years, so they maybe are not privy to this. And if you just send out mass emails to all these random buyers,
you're gonna score once or twice.
it's just a numbers game. You send out 2,000 emails, someone's gonna reply back saying, hey, what'd you say the confirmation number was again?
Yeah.
So you just gotta make sure you're taking a step back. Whenever you're dealing with large sums of money, just be sure you know who's on the other end of that.
And remember that when you lose that money, not only is it awful that you just lost $115,000, but you're also going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? In the contract,
Yeah.
you've just defaulted. So
I believe
you're in
the
default.
the
you're
terminology
in default of the
is
contract.
SOL.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a real estate term, SOL.
SOL. You just defaulted in the contract because you no longer have the cash to close. So not only are you losing out on that, you could get sued because you can't close the deal.
Yeah.
So, geez, oh man, make sure that
you lose $100,000 and then the seller sues you.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, Inman is kind of like the BuzzFeed of real estate articles. They have the flashy headlines, but if you actually read the article, 1,100% increase in wire fraud. It's pretty startling if you think about it.
It really is. So be careful. What do? Call your agent, get the title company's number. Don't just wire money straight out to any account. If you get a certified check, don't lose it. Yeah. I mean, those are the best ways to
There's always going to be fraud, whether it's in real estate or in life. I know people that are in the defense contracting business. I mean, I think that Russia, China, we're just getting bombarded with attacks on our system like every single minute of every single hour. So it makes sense that people are going to try to hack the real estate world too to, you know, what's the largest transaction? Oh, real estate. How can we go about and steal these people's money?
Yeah, and there's tons of stories out there. If you have gone through this as a real estate agent or a buyer, we'd love to hear the story. So, you know, please comment below, send us a link, whatever it is, because this is what we do every day and it scares us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, so if you have that information or if you've gone through it, we'd love to hear from you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that about wraps up the video. Thank you so much for watching. That is how to lose $50,000 when you buy a house. Don't wire your funds to Kiev. I'm not picking on Kiev for any reason. My friend was just in Kiev, so I'm like, it's on top of my mind. But I love Ukraine. So, all right, cool guys. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Take care.